Is it on now? Did you guys like that video? You guys ready for a great hour with the ladies of Conrad? Ready? Please welcome to the stage, Rhiannon Fish! Come on out! There she is. Come on up here, girl. And Tasya Teles! And Eliza Taylor! It's kind of like a living room, right? Hi, guys. Hi. I know you guys probably have a bunch of questions, but I want to start by taking, Eliza, let's start with you. I want to take you way back to the first time you read the pilot and you were going in to play the character. What were your initial thoughts and how did you start to craft her at the very beginning?
Hello. Sorry. My initial thoughts were, it had a real like Katniss vibe, you know,
From Hunger Games?
Yeah, that's what I actually saw the character not as myself, but as Jennifer Lawrence. You're like, she's Eliza, you've got to put yourself into this. And then, but I never auditioned, so like I was very fortunate in the way that I was offered.
So you were like, let's just do this.
The role. So
dive
way more terrifying than auditioning though. Like I got to the table read and they'd never heard me speak as Clarke, so I was like freaking out, basically. But it worked out.
You know, and I will say of all the shows that are out there, this is a complicated story. There's a lot of layers, there's a lot of groups, there's a lot of, you know, for an actor, initially, it must be hard to sort of like sort through all that. So what was your tactic, especially early on, approaching all the different storylines?
Don't mess it up. Just don't mess it up. No, I guess it was just, my thing is that every lead character in a show, I kind of hate. They're my least favorite character, so I was like, oh my god, I'm finally the lead of something, but people are gonna hate me. I just thought like, I'm not gonna be like the cool one, you know? And so I really wanted to create a character, a lead who wasn't like, you know, like the lead of like The Walking Dead, what's his name? Rick.
Andrew Lincoln.
I don't like him.
Well, he's kind of he's gotten a little whiny.
He's a great, I like him as a person. I've met him several times, he's lovely, but I don't like his character.
So what did you focus on to make Clarke, I would say relatable?
Make her relatable.
Yeah.
As much as I could, just give her like a real, you know, just a sense of, relatability, I guess is the word, yeah.
And Rhiannon, when you came into the show, you extremely strong character, lots going on. How was your sort of entry into the world?
What did I do before?
Well, I mean, two things really. What was if you had an audition process, what was that like? And then also, once you how did you create the character? And she's very strong leader.
Yeah, I think that I did audition. I auditioned with the self-tape. And I think what I found to be so cool, it's a blessing and a curse coming into a show later. It's like it was already, I got to watch 3 seasons and really see what the worlds that everyone else had created, and it made it easier to come in because it's already sort of been established. But it was cool being a part of Ice. That was the first we met of Ice Nation. So it was cool to sort of be able to play with that and create a new plan. Yeah.
And how about you, Tasya? You, build up, and now series regular.
Highs and lows.
Yeah.
Highs and lows. Like at first, I was like, this is awesome, this is amazing. I auditioned for several characters on the show. I ended up, I think it's funny that I remember Jason being like, thank God for Eliza because we couldn't find Clarke. And so and when they saw your work, they were like, oh my God, that's Clarke. And so then the show was able to go forward and lift off. And people say the role finds you. because you audition for so much, you know, so like, it's like, I auditioned for many grounders, but like Echo was, you know, was always supposed to be Echo. And but she's so different than like, I mean, we share a few qualities, but she's so different than who I am, like, and so I remember in season 4, I was like, why is she so angry? Like, and I would read the scripts, I'm like, why are you doing this, Echo? And so it was like a lot of work to kind of get behind that and understand her perspective. But yeah, I mean, it was great.
And what is the stunt work like on the show? I mean, what's the process of it? There's some crazy, yeah.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Are you talking about spoilers from season 5?
No.
Because I'm sure everyone would keep quiet, right, guys?
Oil those phones.
No one would say a thing. So yeah, what's the process? How long do you have to learn a sequence or a fight sequence or work with the weapons?
We don't really get very much time at all.
No.
Yeah.
I remember Zach was saying like on Black Sails, he's like, usually we get like, you know, like a month.
That's your Zach voice?
Yeah, this is my Zach voice. Usually we get like a month to learn a sword fight like this. And they're like, here's 3 days.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. And I'm like, what? How do you use a sword? What hand am I using? But the stunt team is incredible because for them to choreograph a stunt and then like the stunt people have to learn it and then we have to learn it and then we go to set and those are always stressful days because like the camera is trying to follow the stunts and like it's like amazing what we turn out. Like it's a very cohesive team.
It's kind of amazing, like just because we get so little time and our team know that we need more time, but they cram it in. They really do, like, work way over.
I mean, it seems like it seems like a cast, and not just from being here with you guys, but it really seems like you guys all really get along.
We actually do. It's so weird.
Right.
Like, no sense of it where that
I know, me
doesn't
too.
exist. Yeah.
It's like a unicorn set.
There are no bad guys.
Well, I mean, and especially after, you know, five seasons, that's a long time with the same people. But I think that's what makes the show, in one perspective, so enjoyable to watch, is that you guys really do like each other. We're gonna take questions because I know we didn't get to everyone in the last session, so you guys can line up.
Beforehand,
Yes.
I have a very special guest here. Her name's Hallie, and it's her 10th birthday.
Oh,
Where are you, Hallie? And I really want you guys to sing her happy birthday.
She's in double digits, guys.
Double
Remember
digits.
that? When you get 10 years old.
Well,
okay, let me get a picture of you guys. Stand right here. And should we sing happy birthday?
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hallie. Happy birthday to you.
Hallie, do you have a special question you want to ask them while you're up on stage? Any questions? We'll come back to you, okay?
Yeah.
Anybody else's birthday?
Yeah, that's a few birthdays.
It's birthday guy. You don't get a song, but we will say happy birthday. Okay, so line up at the aisle if you have questions. It's her birthday too. Happy birthday! Yay! You can make it your birthday. All right, that's enough of that. All right, step on up. It's your turn. Are you ready to roll here? All right.
I just wanted to ask Eliza, what's the Princess McKinnon reunion like?
Lindsay Morgan. That beautiful, beautiful woman. It's a little rough. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. But of course, you know, the love is there. It's just the circumstances. Yeah,
The love is there. There's your
the
answer.
love is there.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So when I came up with this question when I was watching the Oscars a few weeks ago, and I'm just wondering if there's a really well-known director that you would like to work with in the future.
Yes, his name is Joe Swanberg. I don't know if you guys know. He is the most incredible director. He essentially and writer. No one here knows. It's going to be a really boring answer. He directs a lot of and writes a lot of independent features, which is kind of my sweet spot. I love indies, and he essentially gets his cast. He gives them an outline of what they're to do, but he lets them create the dialogue, which is just, it makes for the most like organic, beautiful movies. So if anyone wants to watch a movie called Drinking Buddies with Olivia Wilde, that's Joe Swanberg. Yeah. There you go. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
My mom and I have like this like inside joke that like one day, like this is because I was like in finance before, so when I was like, Mom, I'm not gonna do the serious job and I'm gonna become an actress, she was like, Jesus. And I was like, so we have this joke that like one day, like hopefully like I'm gonna have to like, you know, I'm talking to her and I'm, Mom, I'll call you back, Spielberg's on the line. So like just to like manifest that, just so I can do that. You know,
I watched Titanic. Is that Spielberg?
No, that's Cameron.
That's Cameron, never mind. I just watched that yesterday.
It's such a good movie.
Oh, no, but then I watched E.T. That's Spielberg. Yeah.
I would love to do anything that Shonda Rhimes is involved with. I think she's fantastic.
Thank you. Good second question for your convention.
Yeah.
Good job. Hi.
Hi, I was wondering, what was your favorite scene to shoot in like all the seasons?
Every single season?
No, like overall.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, actually, we should only really say season 1 through 4 because she can't talk about season 5. So, stand out.
I have the least amount of scenes, so it's probably easier for me.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed. I don't know if this is inappropriate, but I liked the chain scene with Murphy.
That was steamy.
one of my favorites is one that I shot this season at the end. However,
We can't talk about
we can't, but I will say another one was like when we were, I loved like the one where we were like on the horses.
The bear.
The bear scene. The bear where like Eliza almost
Where
got
nearly got
eaten by a baby bear. Not for that reason. But also like right before that, there was like, where like Bellamy, I'm like Echo was like walking to try and find Rowan, and you and Rowan are having like this like chat in like a cave, and then like there's this moment where we're like, me and Bellamy show up, and you and Rowan, and they were like, hey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So how'd the chat go?
It's been a while.
Everything cool?
Yeah, are we good? That was so weird.
It was so weird. And then Arcadia blew up.
So we're good.
Thank you. Yeah. Hi.
My question is, you all play like very strong female roles. Do you ever feel pressured with that?
Feels pretty great.
Yeah, there's times where like Dean like would be like Tass, like just like relax. It, like 'cause I think like every woman has that like place where you're like, I'm not messing around anymore. You know, you're like, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna tap into that. But it feels pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, this show, like what it's done for like women. It's just like, it feels like we feel really strong and powerful. And I played the blonde ditzy chick way too many times before. And I'm actually surprised that this didn't come along sooner. But I'm really glad it did.
And isn't it nice when you come to events like this, you actually get to hear people's stories about how your characters have affected them in real life?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm really stoked. I mean, like, the amount of people who are in this crowd, I'm sure, who come up to me today just talking about body positivity was really, that's awesome. Because, like, if you told me when Gossip Girl was on that I would be on the CW, I wouldn't have believed it, because they're all like, it's big. And I'm not. So I was, yeah, really.
They really let, like, and one thing too, like Jason, like, like we're in the makeup room and they're putting like blood and like they have like dirt. We call it like the dirt tan, which is like the tan that's just dirt, like a spray of dirt. And they're like, I'm like, oh, I need to get dirt tanned, you know? And they just like cover us in like grime and like gross things. And like Jason is like, he's like, I want it to look raw, I want it to look real, I don't want it to look too pretty, you know? And I love that that's his position on it, because it's great.
And that also must be freeing as an actor, like the more kind of like you're able to express, because it doesn't feel so, out.
One time I was absolutely caked in mud from head to toe. That was
I had white face paint on for a little while.
It gets itchy and like dries, and then like flies get attracted to it. They mix chocolate into it. I was like, people. And okay, so when I did this thing with the mud, me and Deechan, who played Anya, were like covered in this mixture that there were milk, like there was dairy in it. So the next day when we put on our costume that they dried out, it was absolutely, it was rank, like all chocolate milk. And then we, like, the crew were like, as long as we're not filming, you guys need to stay 10 feet away because it was so disgusting. And we were like, we had flies, like, just sticking to the summer. It was, that was the worst.
Awesome. That sounds so glamorous.
Yeah, it's a really glamorous job.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Molly. I just wanted to say that I love all of you guys. And what does a typical day on set look like for you?
It's a long day. It crosses over, so like, and it starts in the summertime, and that's when everyone's usually like, yeah, being outdoors, we have the best like scenery around us. Like sometimes I'm standing on set and I'm like just waiting for them to get ready for me. waiting for the camera guys and all like the setup to like happen, but I'm like, I'm in the middle of like the Northwest mountains, and it is like the sun is peeking through the clouds, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, for that to be your office,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
it's amazing. And then it changes to wintertime. And
Oh yeah,
let's talk about that. I got so cold this one scene in Ian's episode that I couldn't even speak because I lost, like, I was so cold. Ian Samuel. Yeah. My lips lost all color and I couldn't say my lines, so they had to like run hot water to me because we were like freezing. I'm like, the Canadian mountains are so beautiful.
But remember when they were pretty? Yeah, it gets really. We've gotten soaked, and also like that, like all that stuff in the hazmat suits that we did at the end of season 4. So rubber apparently is not warm. It actually absorbs the cold, and it is supposed to isolate. It
So
doesn't.
if you're cold, then it just keeps it inside.
Because we sweat in them because we can't. This is gross, but so you sweat in them, and then that sweat kind of turns to ice because so you freeze, and that's what happened to us a little bit.
That's a normal day on set.
Thank you. you. Great question. Hi.
Hi, I'm Danielle. It's not a question, it's more of a statement. You guys were talking about the Boston accents earlier. If you want to do it right, you just say park the car, have a yeah. Drop all the R's and H's.
Park the car.
It's actually,
Yeah. Turn the R's to H's.
it's closer to Australian. Yeah. Thank you.
That is the lesson that we will remember. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So my question is, if you had the chance to either give some advice to your character or kind of step in and like change the decision that they made, if you just don't do that, what would you tell them or do differently?
Don't take the chip.
I would say it's okay to be vulnerable. That's like what I feel like she needs, like to like trust and know. Yeah.
Just like take a day off.
Go to Hawaii, Clarke.
Yes. Lie on a beach.
Relax. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Hi. So if you guys could take another character's storyline and apply that to your character, what storyline do you want them to go through?
Job. I want to be Bob's dad.
I'll follow that up.
That was a good.
Great answer.
What about you? What do you think? What's a good storyline for them to swap?
I kind of would have liked to see one of them take Bellamy's In the Mountain storyline, because I feel like you kind of got it a little bit being the person, but no one else did, so yeah, that'd be great.
Good idea. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, so if you want to hear authentic Boston accent, you should just talk to the all the like security guards and bellhops here at the hotel. They have awesome.
They really do. No, I know. I'm obsessed.
I need to imitate everything they say. Hi, I'm Mike. Hi, I'm Mike.
So my question is, so growing up, I'm so annoyed that all like women in any TV or movie or anything, it was just all about their love lives with a dude. Like even if, no matter what the story was about. And so this is one of my favorite things about the Hundred is that it's really special. You have these like women with non-dude-centric storylines. And so, and of course, I was also really excited when Clarke's storyline also got like lady-centric. But so my
Lady-centric. I love that.
is, what was it like to step into this role where you're playing a woman who's not, where the storyline isn't just about, will she, won't she, her love life, whatever. And also, like, what response have you gotten from fans and from like the world at large? And,
Oh gosh. I mean, it's amazing. It's actually like I said before, playing a character who isn't the ditzy blonde, it's incredible, and yeah, obviously when she became bisexual, it was also just like a very liberating experience, and something that I'm just so happy with, because it has made so many of you guys happy and feel more comfortable with themselves. It's kind of a dream job in that way.
And I really like, I remember Jess was saying this the other day, she was like, the show doesn't get enough credit for like the subtlety in which they deal with, sexuality, which is like, a lot of the shows can make like a meal out of like a character's sexuality, and it's so like subtle. I remember when I read that
Jackson and Miller.
I was like, wait, I turned back the pages and I was like, like we don't have to like, exactly. It was just all.
It's just people loving people.
I think the 100 would be a great platform to have a trans character next. I think that would be wonderful. And to just like the same as the sexuality, it should just be there. It doesn't need to be a huge storyline. It's just
organic.
Yeah.
Jason.
Jason. Everybody should tweet that. Jason. Hi, thank you. Hi, come on up.
Hi, I'm Sadie. Would I be allowed to ask two questions or just one?
You can ask two.
Okay, so the first one is, will we see more radioactive animals in season
5 because I loved it in season 1 so much. The past like 5 seasons, it hasn't really been much.
She's missing the animals.
I miss the twist deer and like radioactive butterflies and stuff.
We all miss the radioactive butterflies.
So many. They were so pretty in my brain because I couldn't see them. They were later.
You will see things. You will see things. Things will be seen.
And then my next question is, Bellamy and Echo kind of left off on a rough ending on that episode 4, and I'm wondering if over the 6 years he learned to forgive her.
Yeah, I think when you like exist in a place of like survival, like you don't have time to be like, but you said this and like you did this. It's like, are we alive? We're in space. Echo, don't push the red button. You know, like there was not a lot of time. And I think like when you just like operate in a place where you're just being kind of pragmatic day to day, eventually you get to a place where you're like, fine, you know, we're cool. We don't need, you know.
You have to be.
You have to be. We're in space.
There's 6 of us. I just love how casual on the 100 is when it comes like she said when it comes to sexuality. Like when Clarke told Ron she loved Lexa, she was just kind of like, I know. And
Yeah.
Like Miller and Ryan, it was just so casual. Like no one came out to anybody.
Exactly.
I feel like it was probably strongly encouraged on the arc too, since you know.
I think so. Yeah.
In the future, I think there's a point where it's
It's like, oh yeah, cool.
Like here's your girlfriend, not coming out. She's just my girlfriend.
That's why we need to make the future like our reality.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
hopefully the generation that's young, your generation now,
Yeah.
that will be the case, you know? And
It
it's
has
not,
to be because I seriously can't deal with 1 second more of like of prejudice against like people loving
Anyone.
people. Loving love.
thank you. Good 2 questions.
My question is, I think, a very asked question. The 4th question isn't as much, but have any of you guys become really close with any of the extras? And then for Eliza, I was wondering if you still talk to Alicia.
We text, but she's so busy, man. She's like shooting for the stars right now. She is like, she's doing a million movies and still doing Fear the Walking Dead, and so I don't really get a chance to see her ever, but we do talk. And we have a couple of like background artists that we love.
And
Tony?
He's like working. Oh my God.
So there's this guy who's like 7 million feet tall, and he's like this big black, like,
He's
and
so
he
great,
has
and he has a
a
big
nose
nose
ring.
ring. He's
And-
played so many characters, like so many backgrounds.
So many, but he's like so massive. And like there was a moment when we were shooting this season in the mountains, in the rain, in the winter. And like there's supposed to be this like hero shot where I'm like, yeah, and I'm like running like towards something. And then I just went like this. And I fell, and Tony was right behind me, and he's so strong. He literally was just like, whoop. And there was a moment when I was like,
Scooped you up.
like legs were like in the air, and I was like, whoa, what just happened?
We love to.
And then after he looked at me and he's like, I got you, bro. Tony.
I love Tony.
That's awesome. Thank you. Hi.
If you could portray another character in the show, who would it be?
I just wanted to get him before you because that's what she wanted. Actually, if I were to portray someone else in the show, it would probably be Jasper, because he was so like funny and lighthearted and like nice.
Monty. It changes every time. Like I would love to portray Lexa. Like she had an amazing story, but Alicia did such a great job. Like, I don't know. Like there's so many.
Octavia's dog role.
Yeah, that's actually like that has taken like that's gone full circle. She's full circle.
Thank you. Hi.
My question is for all of you. What is your favorite mishap or blooper that you or someone else shot?
Ooh, Sorry, say that again.
So like a mishap or blooper
Like-
while you're shooting, that was just hysterical and you couldn't forget it.
She has one.
It was on my love scene with Alicia. I can't even, I don't think I can, there are children here. I misinterpreted the scene as being a lot more aggressive. And the director came up to me and was like, be loving. It was really humiliating.
Oh, I don't have anything that can top that.
I mean, I don't think I do either, but I love like when Sachin and Zach were over they were about to like barbecue or like microwave someone, and like the camera was going like from the body like to like them, and they were like, oh, I don't know, like should we do this? And but like the guy was like strapped down to a table and his nipple kept on popping out. so the camera, they were literally like, and then the camera would come up and they would be like, and that's a nice time.
And usually once the laughing starts on set, it does not stop. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
thank you. Hi.
Hi, I have two questions actually. My first question is for Eliza. In the season 4 finale, we all know that you're by yourself and you're trying to reach out to Bellamy. How do you think, without any spoilers, just being separated from him for 6 years, how do you think that would affect the relationship between you?
It affects it, definitely. Yeah. It's definitely like, I'm sure she knows that he's not getting the message. Like, it's as if like he wouldn't be like, yo, yeah, I'm here. No, I'm good. Yeah, we're still up here. It's, we're waiting to come down, but we'll see you soon. How is it? Yeah. Yeah. So I when they do like come back together, it's actually like it's really good. I can't wait for that scene. I know.
And the next one's not really a question, but it's just for the whole cast, for all the large shippers in here who desperately need a kiss and a love scene. Tell Jason.
Jason?
Thank you. Hi.
My name's Sunny, and I was really intrigued by the mother-daughter relationships in the show. So I was wondering if you could talk about Clarke and Maddie this season and how they learned from each other and grow together.
Yeah, I think like in episode 1, you're definitely gonna see like kind of as you saw in the trailer, like there's some flashbacks of the very beginning and how she comes across Maddie, and it's gonna be really kind of funny actually how they meet, and then how they grow together is just like this beautiful, peaceful like existence, because they're the only two people on Earth, like until like Emily just comes down.
Eliza?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think it definitely changes how she feels about her own mother, and that is a huge relationship on the show. Like there's definitely a lot of like, nah, it's not great. So I think that this makes her understand her own mother a lot more, and that makes that really special.
Thank you. And we'll just take these last 2 questions. So hi.
Hey, Evelyn.
Hi.
My question is for Eliza. If Lexa was still alive, how would she would have handled Top Fire?
Why did everyone say, ooh, I didn't,
How would
if Lexa was still alive, how would she feel about Prom Fire?
how would she handle Top Fire?
Ooh. And there's the ooh.
I heard her that time.
I mean, she'd probably step up and be a boss. I mean, like, she would have done a lot better than me. She was always the smarter one. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really, I haven't thought about it. But
How do you think she'd handle it? Do you
Yeah,
have
how
any
do you-
ideas? No? It's a good one to ponder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi.
So my question is kind of for all of you. This is my first con, and just kind of seeing you talk and everything.
Well-
I feel like you guys are all so different from your characters. What is like the hardest personality trait when you're trying to portray these really strong, like very unique characters? Like what's the one trait that's really hard to get through?
Sometimes it's really hard to cry on cue. I find that really, because you have to get yourself into like such a state to just like, they're like, we want one single tear right here. And you're like,
A slow tear.
I'm sorry.
When he finishes his line, we want it to reach
Just
here.
right there. You're like, really?
And could you do that 20 times? Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I've gotten better at it over the
You're
years.
great.
Obviously, I cry a lot on the show, as you know. But it's
The slow rolling tears always a chill.
I'm like, sorry, I made two. Gotta go again.
Cut.
you-
Eliza.
And even just kind of expanding on that question, do you have a way you approach a character that is so different from you? Is there one thing physically you'll do, or does it help to put on the wardrobe, or?
Wardrobe definitely helps, and having things like a sword attached to you,
Yeah.
like you feel
Yeah,
instantly
yeah.
more badass than you
You
actually
do.
are.
It was actually really disorienting to like not have like that massive fur jacket that I had in season 4, which was
It's all right, you got one.
I have another one.
We see you've adapted it to your real life.
Here we are. But we
Really
had like
attached to that
15
idea.
buckles that go went all. So like in this, we were shooting in summertime, and I remember just standing there being like, and then like if I had to go pee, it was like a 15-minute like unbuckling strap kind of program. But like when I needed it, like you know, to like walk through a crowd, or like when I was like decapitated that girl, I was like I felt like Echo, you know?
Yeah.
So that was helpful. But yeah, season 5 Echo was a bit of a challenge because I had to start all over again. You know what I mean?
And you were kind of
I didn't have the
bare,
jacket.
like, yeah, you didn't have your fur.
Jacket. Shoot. But
I felt that way at the beginning of season 2, where so I wasn't covered in dirt and blood, and you know, just like generally disheveled. I wake up in Mount Weather and I'm like clean, and I felt like I don't know if I didn't feel like Clarke. It was so strange. But then I guess I kind of used that she didn't know what was going on, so I used it.
Yeah, you used it.
Yeah,
There it is.
Using it.
You guys, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much.